Think you've mastered every turn and trick in Mario Kart 64? You've drifted through every corner, memorized every shortcut, and felt the unique frustration of a well-timed blue shell. But what if I told you that some of the game's biggest secrets have remained hidden for decades? Behind the timeless fun and nostalgic chaos lies a development story filled with shocking setbacks, brilliant programming tricks, and content that never made it into the final cartridge. Stay with us until the end because we're counting down the top 10 things that you never knew about Mario Kart 64, including a lost character, a near disastrous hardware failure, and the bizarre day Nintendo decided to take Mario to the dance club. Now, for the secret you've been waiting for, let's count down the top 10 things you never knew about Mario Kart 64.
Let the beat rock!
Starting with number 10, a massive development setback. A catastrophic hard disk failure wiped out a huge portion of the game's progress, forcing the team to rebuild nearly 80% of the character models from scratch. At number 9, its prototype name. During its development, the game was known as Super Mario Kart R, with R standing for rendered, highlighting Nintendo's push into 3D, but the final name was changed, likely because it was too similar to Sonic R, a Sonic racing game on the Sega Saturn. Number 8. Cut content. The Magic Koopa, Kamek, was originally a playable racer before being replaced by Donkey Kong. He can be seen in the trailers of early builds. His emblem was also found in the Mario Kart 8 file, meaning he was yet again planned for Mario Kart. He was, however, scrapped again. Eventually, Kamek made his home console debut in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in Wave 5 of the Booster Course Pass DLC, alongside Petey Piranha and Wiggler. Kamek will even perform magic during his trick animations, and his horn sound is a callback to his dialogue from Yoshi's Island. Additionally, 2 entire courses, one set in a parking garage and another in a city, were also cut. Nintendo even prototyped a no-item mode, but playtesters found it boring, so it was also scrapped. Number 7 is oddly that the word circuit was switched with raceway. For example, Mario Circuit is the name of Mario's track in the Japanese version, but in the NTSC and PAL versions, it was switched to Mario Raceway. Okay, interesting. Number 6. The physics that went too far. Early builds had more realistic, complex car physics, but Nintendo's playtesters found it sluggish and not fun. The team wisely simplified it into the iconic, snappy arcade feel that we all love. Number 5 is its speedrunning legacy. Since 1997, the game has fostered one of the most dedicated and long-lasting speedrunning communities in all of gaming. I mean, just check out these records. And number 4, modern decompilation. In 2025, the entire game was decompiled by fans, leading to unofficial PC ports with modern features like widescreen support, higher frame rates, and even custom track editors. The Mario Kart 64 decompilation project started back in 2020, with a repository being created in October of the same year. And now, after almost 5 years of ongoing and in-depth research, tests, and coding, the decompilation project has finally reached its completion, with the total progress legend now marking a full 100%. The decompilation also has support not only for the US version of the game, but also for the European versions. Number 3, Nintendo's shared development team. Mario Kart 64 was developed alongside other gaming titans like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, with the staff sharing ideas and technology between these landmark projects. The impact of this cross-pollination is seen in the consistent quality and continuity across Nintendo's landmark franchises. Number 2. A special controller bundle. A Japanese exclusive release bundled the game with a unique black and gray N64 controller, which is now a prized collector's item.
I bet you folks don't have one of these.
I want that.
And finally, number 1, the soundtrack oddity. In 1997, Nintendo released an official remix album called Mario Kart 64 on Club Circuit, transforming the game's cheerful tunes into full-on 90s dance club anthems. Now I've heard everything. When you piece all of this together, Mario Kart 64 becomes more than a game. It's a story of brilliant innovation under pressure. From its humble beginnings as Super Mario Kart R, through development nightmares, and onto the creation of mechanics that would define a genre, its legacy is undeniable. It's a testament to the fact that great games never really slow down. They just keep finding new ways to cross the finish line, inspiring new generations of players and creators alike. So the next time you're dodging red shells on Toad's Turnpike or sliding past friends in battle mode, remember the unseen depths of Mario Kart 64. Behind the fun lies a story of risk, resilience, and creativity that helped shape gaming history. And maybe, just maybe, you'll appreciate that chaotic blue shell a little bit more. If you enjoyed this trip through gaming history, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's next. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.